Hi, this is Andrea Bierman for the Learning Bear podcast, and today we're going to be talking about isotopes, which are elements and their weird cousins. The academic standard that we're going to cover is Chemistry 1.1, which is to analyze the structure of atoms and ions. The substandard of that is Chem 1.1.1, which is analyzing the structure of atoms, isotopes, and ions. Identify isotope using mass number and atomic number and relate to the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons. An isotope is an element with extra neutrons. They have the same charge but more weight than the original element. The best example is carbon-12 versus carbon-14. Carbon-12 is what you see on the periodic table. It has 12 neutrons, 12 protons, and 12 electrons. Carbon-14 is carbon-12's radioactive cousin and is very, very dangerous. So carbon-14 has 12 protons, 14 neutrons, and 12 electrons. So neutrons do not have a charge, but they are heavy. They still have a weight. So it's two units heavier than carbon-12, and it is radioactive. I wanted to give you an example that maybe students would be able to understand better. When I taught this to my students, they didn't really seem to get it, and it took a lot of explaining and a lot of numbers, and I wish I had thought of this example beforehand because I think that they would have understood it a lot better. So I'm going to throw it on you. Feel free to use it or not. I'm not meeting the standard in the sense that I'm not talking about the weights of an atom and all that. That part of it you still have to demonstrate in the typical way, but I think a good example that's relevant to your students helps them understand it, at least in my experience. So that's where this comes from. So let's pretend for this example that the black bear represents carbon-12. It's the bear that we know and love, that we think of when we think of bears. Those cute little cubs with their little ears and the brown snouts, and black bears are typically non-threatening unless they've been fed by humans and then they become aggressive. But when they're natural and wild, they're pretty skittish. You can chase them away pretty easily. Black bears are carbon-12, and it's actually funny that they're black because when I think of carbon, I think of the color black for whatever reason. So anyway, then we have carbon-14, which is the grizzly bear in this situation. Grizzly bears are naturally aggressive. That's just their genetic makeup. They're much more aggressive and mean, if you will, than a black bear. They're still related. They're still bears. They're still in that family. But grizzly bears are more aggressive by nature. That's just how they are. They can't help it. That's it. That's all I have. That's your easy peasy isotope nature equivalent. I hope you found some usefulness in that and enjoyed the nice little short clip. This is the Learning Bear podcast. Please subscribe, share, and sponsor if possible. I'm also hosting a podcast on Buzzsprout, Stitcher, Google Music, and Spotify. If you have any questions or ideas, please comment below. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.